What's up, internet friends? Welcome to the Empty Escape Pod. My name is Oots, and in this video, I'm going to be going over my top 3 favorite games of 2017. Alright, so coming in at number 3 is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, I have very mixed feelings about this game. Zelda is my favorite video game franchise. Ocarina is probably my favorite game of all time. And as a Zelda game, Breath of the Wild was definitely disappointing. I do appreciate the fact that they were taking risks and doing something different, and I think it still ended up making an amazing game that I loved playing and spent over 100 hours in. But I was definitely disappointed that we didn't have big dungeons like we've come to expect from the Zelda franchise, so I was definitely very disappointed on that. I do agree with most of the common criticisms that come up about it. I do agree that the world does feel a little bit too empty. There's not quite enough to do as you're exploring. I definitely did not care about the story or really any of the characters at all. That said, I do think the moment-to-moment gameplay was excellent. Paragliding was super fun. I did really love the art style and the way that the world looked. I did think was very cool. And the shrines were very fun, although I don't think that they make up for missing the big dungeons that I really would have liked in a Zelda game. So I definitely don't think it's a perfect game. There are some issues with it, some things that could have been improved, but it was incredibly fun, and I did spend over 100 hours in it. So Breath of the Wild coming in at number 3. That brings us up to number 2. For me, my second favorite game this year was Prey. I absolutely loved Prey. I am a huge sci-fi fan. Alien is one of my favorite movies of all time, and Prey had a lot of things in common with it, like being trapped on the space station, having these aliens around that you don't necessarily understand. You know they're trying to kill you, though. And yeah, so I love the gameplay in Prey. I loved the story. I loved the setting. I loved everything about it. The only problem I had with it really was one big problem that everybody should have with it, and that is towards the end of the game, you have to travel from one end of the space station to the other end, and you have to go through a whole lot of doors, and that means a whole lot of loading screens. And that is really annoying. I know that the story kind of calls for it, but I wish they had figured out some way to get around that, because it's really annoying when you're really into the story, it's cranking up, and all of a sudden you just gotta sit through loading screens for like 20 minutes. So that part of it was really annoying. But other than that one major issue, I did love everything about the game. Like I said, setting, gameplay, story. Loved the story twist at the end. Music was really great too. Sound design, the aliens. Loved everything about it. So that is bringing Prey up to number 2 on my top games of 2017. So that finally brings us up to number 1. My favorite game of this year, without a doubt, has been Horizon Zero Dawn. That game was absolutely phenomenal. Just like I was saying with Prey, love the story, love the setting, love the gameplay, music's great, giant robot dinosaurs, what's not to love? I did wait until I got a 4K TV and had a PS4 Pro before I played it, and I absolutely am thrilled that I made that decision. This game is absolutely gorgeous in 4K HDR. It's like scenery and landscape wise, probably the most beautiful game I've ever seen in that aspect. Like I said when I was talking about Prey, I'm a huge sci-fi fan, so I was very much invested in the story of Horizon. Probably more so the story than the side quest, just because that kind of had more of the sci-fi aspect of it, and telling the story of how the world got to be to where it is. But I did all of the side quests. Planning to go back in to 100% it and hopefully get my first platinum trophy there. And honestly, I didn't really have any big problems with Horizon. I thought when I first started it, I did think that it was a bit cutscene heavy in the beginning, but I think part of that is just that I didn't realize what I was getting into. I didn't realize how story heavy it was going to be. So I'm not quite as upset about that after the fact, but when I was starting it, I was definitely kind of like, all right, I want to kill some robot dinosaurs here. The one other thing that I think I might have had a problem with is the climbing, because you can't climb everything. They do have to indicate what you can and can't climb, and I think that is something that can be easy to mess up, but I thought they did an excellent job of it in Horizon with, they use like bright yellow ropes and then bright white for like the ledges that you can climb up on, so I thought they actually did a pretty good job with that. So I really don't have any major complaints about that one, which is probably why it made its way up to number 1 for me. I'm sure we'll get a sequel for that one. I haven't actually jumped into the DLC yet. Still waiting to do that. Too many good games coming out this year. But I think I'm probably going to try platinuming it. See what type of damage I can do at all the hunting grounds. And then when I either succeed at that or give up, then I'll buy the DLC so that I have some more to do in that world. And before I end the video, I do want to give a couple of honorable mentions. First to Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I was very pleasantly surprised by that game. I was ready to totally pass on it. Hated the cover art when I first saw it, but then when I actually saw what it was, and that it was a strategy game, I was interested. And so I picked it up, and I was very surprised by that game. Absolutely loved it. And the second game I want to give a shout out to is Assassin's Creed Origins, which unfortunately I have not had time to play because of both time and money, but I think that game probably would have come in at least number 4 for my favorite games of this year, if not edging out Zelda. I've never played an Assassin's Creed game, but I love Egypt and I love RPGs, and this one seems to introduce a lot of RPG elements, so I'm definitely planning on picking that up whenever I get a chance. So to recap, number 3 for me, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 2, Prey. And number 1 is Horizon Zero Dawn. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video and stay tuned for the next one.